Hello, hello. We are back for this next video. This is Wealth Wednesday. I'm here with another special guest. I'm here with Justo the CEO. We are going to be talking about a lot of things happening in the market, a lot of things in credit, and how you all can continue to learn and build wealth and share this information to other people in your family. So before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to share this to your friends and family before we get started. And then we'll get over to our special guests. Make sure to follow me on social media at Corey Phillips 3 on Instagram, Corey Phillips 32. And then continue to subscribe for more wealth building information that we can share to our communities. But I have a special guest today on my show. He's one of my brothers, one of the people that's doing great things in the community. He's someone that I truly inspires me to be better each and every day. And I'm a pleasure having him as my first guest on this Wealth Wednesday. So if I'm going to introduce you all, my best friend, my brother, Justo the CEO. Tell us about you and tell us how you feeling.
What's up, my boy, my brother, man? Good. Appreciate them words, bro. It's likewise, bro. We motivate each other to become better, man, and just do better. Again, I'm blessed to be called your brother too, bro. So I appreciate that. What's going on, man? Hope everybody having a blessed night. I'm glad y'all here. I'm glad that y'all on this type of time. And when it comes to, what I'm saying, learning more about financial literacy, like taking that extra step, and breaking generational curses financially. Again, like he said, my name is Justo the CEO, also known as my real name, Justin Vincent. Y'all can follow me on Instagram at Justo the CEO. But me and Corey the same age, bro, and we're definitely heavily investing into the stock market. Where we understood that when we learned this game and learned, how Roth IRAs are used and how we could do it on our own, we have a more better advantage, So, man, shout out Corey. He helped me a lot when it comes to the stock market game, giving me the insights. I know a little bit, I dibble and dab into it. But this is his expertise, So, man, when y'all want to learn something, continue to learn from expertise like Corey himself. Again, he taught me a lot of things when it came to the stock market, gave me a lot of game and made me some money, man. So again, man, I'm blessed to be here, to let you guys know how I invested to the stock market. And again, like, I don't know if y'all seen our little promo video, but how me and Corey partner up and we make money off the stock market. So again, blessed to be here, man. Again, bro, appreciate you for having me on the platform.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate you. So tell everybody a little bit about some of the work you're doing because I know we both young in here. People want to see how we got into it, how they want to know what drove you, what's your background, who you are, and where they can find you. Like, we want to know a little bit more about your story.
Of course, of course. Okay, so again, I'm Justo the CEO. As what people know me as like my business name and stuff, I guess. But mostly from Instagram. That's where I grew my business. That's where I grew my social media presence at on Instagram. I first started off by dropping out of college. Again, me and Corey in the same age and in the same grade. So right now, shout out to my brother. He stuck it through. You know what I'm saying? And he's doing what I'm doing. You get what I'm saying? So kudos to bro. Like that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm doing something, but he's doing both. You feel me? And he's gonna graduate this year. So again, congrats to you, bro. But yeah, I will be a senior this year. But I had dropped out right after first semester, so I only got done with one semester, and since then I've been full on entrepreneur mode. You get what I'm saying? So after dropping out, first number one, and this is what anybody who want to invest in, whether you invest in the stock market or whether you want to start a business, you need a reliable stream of income to invest. Okay, my expertise. Yeah, I have a clothing brand. It's Over East. I am the designer and the founder of Over East, but I also run a financial literacy company called Credit College. Now, this is where it comes to the point where what me and Corey do, how Corey helped me do this and how start businesses and help other business owners as well, right? So I educate others with credit, just like I had to educate myself. What is credit? How do we really use this? How are the rich people are using credit, right? So what I learned was that the rich people use credit not as obtaining debt. They obtain debt to leverage it. We are taught to get debt, auto loans, mortgages, credit cards, spend them however you want to spend them, and then pay them off whenever you can. No, that is the wrong way. That's not the only way. My bad. That's not the only way. We need to be used. If we're going to use credit, if we're going to use credit, if we're going to have getting access to all this money, man. If we're gonna get $20,000 auto loans and $100,000 plus mortgages, why we can't go get that type of money to go invest, right? So, again, for an example, when it comes to investing, we need to learn how to invest because a lot of people have money, but they don't have money and invest in it. You know, they just spend it on whatever, right? So this is where you go to Corey for that. You know, the stock market. You come to me to learn the clothing brand and so on and so forth. Whether you want to learn real estate or whatever, so you can have a real plan and have some real knowledge and gain some experience from investing into something, right? Because you're gonna get the money from the banks. Again, I'm gonna help you establish your credit the right way and then get access to money from the banks. But now it's about using it properly, right? We're all gonna have debt in this life. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's student loan debt, auto loans, mortgages, credit cards, whatever. You want to make sure that you have good debt. What is good debt? Good debt is where you're in debt, but your debt is making you money, you know, monthly or whatever, daily, weekly, whatever. You want to make sure you're making some money off of it. So we're here on Wealth Wednesday today. That's about me. And I wanted to make sure I cover that so you guys can know how, if you ain't ready to get started in the stock market again, or you've been already investing, I want to take y'all to a new level. You know what I'm saying? You already have the brains over here with this Corey. I want to fund you. I want to help you get funded. I want to help you back up the money behind you. You've been trading with Corey. You know what I'm saying? You've been, entering the buy lows, when it dip, and you've been making more money. But you're like, dang, what if I put 1,000 instead of 100 this time? You know what I'm saying? What if I put 10,000 instead of 1,000 this time? That's where you want to get to. You want to scale, you know what I'm saying? And I hope that again, everyone, including myself, been taking heed of what Corey been saying in the stock market, so we can start utilizing this knowledge and making some real money, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's so important. That's something that people need to pay attention to. Like now, people understand that today we just lower interest rates by 0.25 basis points.
Exactly.
So that's going to be able to allow for people that don't know. We had the federal funds rate. They had the meeting today to cut the basis points by 0.25 for the first time since December of last year. People that don't know, that is something that allows businesses and makes it cheaper for them to borrow money and then be able to have a lot of these businesses become more profitable. And they're saying they're going to be able to cut interest rates potentially two more times to finish off this year. So understanding what to do once these interest rates lower, because the reason they lowered these interest rates is because of the jobless claims they had last week. There's being being more people unemployed than opening. So the Fed had to basically bail out the American people as far as lowering interest rates and then potentially lowering interest rates at the beginning of 2026. But with you being able to have more people lower these interest rates, get access to capital, you definitely need to know what to do with your money. So for someone that wants to take advantage of interest rates lowering and you want to be able to have access to credit, what are some things that people should look for to understand their credit score or how they can make their credit better?
Exactly. That's a good question. A great question, actually. Number one, I want to start off with our mindset, right? When it comes to credit, when it comes to business and everything that's going on. Trump is president right now. Trump is a businessman. He is making laws, changing laws, getting rates cut. I personally feel like that was Trump had a big inspiration with that for business owners to strive, not just business owners, but investors, right? So we want to make sure that we're playing the game that they are playing. We're no longer looking at money the same. We're no longer looking at people the same. We're no longer looking at the world the same as we used to. We have to look at it from a business aspect if you want to make money. You know what I'm saying? So number one, when it comes to the credit, Corey asked a question where what do you have to do in order to get this funding, right? Because it's not just anybody can get the funding. Okay. So number one, what we have to do is making sure our credit report is correct, right? So I make sure that none of my clients have nothing negative on their credit. Regardless of your past, it is legal ways on how you can remove things off your credit. So if we have to go through that step, then that's just exactly what we have to do, and that's it. Making sure nothing negative is on there, but also making sure that we're building our credit to a certain point where when we go to the bank and we ask them for some money, they have no problem at all with giving us some money because our credit report shows that we're reliable for that type of money. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people will ask, okay, Justo, what is building? How do I do that? Right? So number one, a part of building is not just your credit, it's also the relationship you establish with the bank. So let's say, for an example, we got some 9-to-5ers on here. Shout out to y'all grinding, right? And you get a check each and every single month. You get it directed into your account. continue to flow that money through there so they can see that you're using money, right? So now that they see that you have a reliable source of income and you consistently getting money and you showing consistency, they're willing to give you some money because they know that you go to work. They know that you can pay it off because you have a job. Okay, that's number one. Or if you're an investor, whatever you're doing, making sure that you moving money through your bank account. Don't be carrying cash and stuff like that. If you are, move it through your bank account at least, so they can see transactions. Okay, that's the relationship part with the banks. Now let's talk about how do they view you as a borrower. Okay, they're going to view you first by your credit report, right? We have Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Those are the three credit reports they're going to check. Okay, when they check these reports, again, they're looking at for negative items. Remember, we took care of that already. Now we're talking about building. They're looking to see how long have you been dealing with credit. They're looking to see when you have been dealing with credit, how is your payment history looking like? So we're looking at late payments, on-time payments, or missed payments. You feel me? In general, we want to make sure that's 100% on time with every single account that we have touched. Okay. Now let's talk about the years. Okay, Justo, I'm 18. How do I do this? I haven't had credit in a long time. I'm gonna drop some gems for y'all so y'all can increase your credit, right? Okay. Number one, it's called trade lines. Okay. What are trade lines? Trade lines is when you get added to a credit card as an authorized user. Okay. It's two ways how you could do this. I'm gonna give you a free way, and I'm gonna give you a way to buy them, and I'm gonna show you where to buy them from so you can increase your credit score. But first, I'm gonna tell you how they work. Okay, when you get added as an authorized user, let's just say I have a $10,000 credit card that has been open since 2018. That's about 7 years, right? With Chase, I'm not using none of that of the $10,000, and it's 100% payment history. I never missed a payment, nothing like that, and I'm not using a lot. Remember that I'm not using a lot. Corey need to boost his credit. He say, Justin, can you add me on this card as an authorized user? I say, of course, sure. First things first. Remember, y'all tell this to y'all people. You want somebody you could trust and let them know that, hey, I don't need the card. Because I will get a card in the mail with Corey's name on it for him to use because I add him as an authorized user. You want to build trust. So if it's your grandma, if it's your mother, your cousin, whoever, let them know, like, hey, you're going to get a card in the mail, but I don't want it. You only want this for your credit, right? So now it's added on Corey's credit report. This boosts his score because of two reasons, right? The first reason is the age. Now Corey has an extra 10 years that they incorporate into his credit age. When they combine them all, they add another 10 years, to determine what's his credit age. You get what I'm saying? So it averages out. You know what I'm saying? So that boosts his credit score because they say, hey, Corey been dealing with credit since 2017. He got an account because it's going to show like it's his account. Next is going to also boost his credit because of the utilization, right? Let's just say Corey has 3 cards. Each one card is 500, another is 2,000, another is a 1,500. So you got about $4,000. Then I add another $10,000. Now he has access, instead of 4,000, he has access to 14,000, right? This will boosts up his score. So now when the banks go look at his credit report, they see that he has $14,000 available to use, and they see that he has one of these accounts that have been open for 10 years. Okay, so that's how a trade line works. Now, when you are going to go get a trade line, I'm gonna tell you the free way, right? The free way is to ask somebody you trust. Again, family member, friend, somebody you can really trust who have been establishing credit. I preferably tell you to go with someone who older, who've been dealing with credit, because that's who you need, right? You want to make sure a couple things. Number one, that they're not using a lot of their credit, right? Make sure it's under 10%. So if they have $1,000 credit card, make sure it's under $100 that they are using. Okay. Number two, make sure that they have no late payments, no missed payments. They're always on time. Okay. Then these two things matter, and this is what you want. You tell them to add you on a card that has the highest limit with the lowest utilization. Remember, we need to keep it under 10%. Okay. And then secondly, you want the one that has been open the longest. So if they got one that been open for a year versus an open one for 5 years, you want that one. Now look, you could say, hey, Justo, my uncle got this credit card that has been open since 2 years ago with a $10,000 limit. Again, he's still good. He barely using it, not using it at all, has on-time payments. But the other one is only $1,000, but it's 10 years. Get both. Why, Justo? Because one, you're gonna add one that has a lot of. Remember, we want the two things: the years and the limit. So you're gonna have one that's 2 years, which is still good. You feel me? That's 2 years that you adding on. You're gonna have one for 2 years with a $10,000 limit, and you're gonna have another one that has been open for what I say, 10 years or 5 years, whatever. You know, the longer one with $1,000 limit. So now you've got years and a limit. You know what I'm saying? But you also want, again, if you can, get the one with the highest limit and the highest age. Okay, now that's the free way. You know, you ask them to add you as an authorized user. That's all they need to do. Call the bank. Hey, I want to add such and such as an authorized user. Boom, that's all they need to do. They need to you need to give them your information though, you know, like SSN, birthday, name, address, whatever the case is, whatever they ask for, give it to them. And that's how they can add you. Okay. Now the second way, this is the way how you could pay for one. You're gonna go on TradeLineSupply.com. They sell trade lines. They're legit. They show you the exact way on how to do it, step by step, right? Now I'm gonna tell you how to buy one. Remember, we want something with years, and we want something with a large amount so it can increase our score the highest. I will preferably have you buy two. You don't just want one, buy two. Okay. Again, you want the one with the longer the years, the lower the utilization. They never gonna sell none with no late payments or nothing like that, so you don't have to worry about that. But they want ones with the highest limit. You want ones with the highest limit. I preferably, you know, any cards, just get the limits. Amex really don't be having limits sometimes, so those are good as well. But that's a process on how you build your credit. And again, it's just okay, creating a relationship with this bank. Also, depending on how you want to go, if you want to go the business route, get business funding, your LLC has to be structured properly. Then on the personal side, again, you just got to structure your credit report properly. But that is a quick way on how, okay, if I'm working and I need to get credit, but I'm 18 or I'm 17 or I'm 19, you know, 20, whatever, you know, we're still young. So the most we probably have is like 3 to 5 years max dealing with credit. You want to increase that, go get some trade lines. And I just gave you guys a free way and a way you can buy them.
Wow, that's nice information. So how we can understand how we can leverage our relationships, leverage our understanding of our credit history, so we can be able to utilize that to have more access to capital. Because we know now credit card debt at its all-time high, and if someone has all this debt built up, then there's no point in you trying to invest because your credit card debt's going to outperform whatever you make in the market. So
Exactly.
you understand how you cannot just use it just to survive, but thrive. That's so important. What would you feel like is for you, just being an entrepreneur, being someone that's young, what transformed your mindset from just being a college student to being someone who's an entrepreneur for almost full time?
You said what's the biggest thing I learned?
Yeah, what's the biggest thing that you say that shifted your mindset at
Okay.
such a young age? Like, because we're the same age, what shifted your mindset from being you were a college student, you were once working a job? How do you feel like what shifted your mindset to be able to get this avenue and be an entrepreneur?
Man,
And
I thank God so much for this phone right here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Look what we doing, bro. We on YouTube Live for free. Mind you, we're on here for free talking about stocks at the age of 21. You know what I'm saying? You about to be 22. You know what I'm saying? We're so young doing this. I feel like I personally knew this type of information because of this phone. You know, being on social media, controlling what's on my algorithm. You know what's going on when you first seen it. What you start doing, following this person, then this start following this person. You know what I'm saying? So we went to go search for this information, and that one not only brought it to my attention that this stuff is real and I can make money off of it, but it showed me that it was possible. I seen people do it. You know what I'm saying? So it shifted my mind to be like, I don't have to go. Not only I don't have to go to college, I don't have to be a rapper or an athlete to go be rich. You know what I'm saying? And have financial freedom. Because even those people don't really have financial freedom, if you want to be honest. These people have to show up to shows. These people got to go to games, no matter what. And if they don't go to games, they're getting cut from their contract. If they don't go to shows, they're not making money. You know, so on and so forth. We could go throw some money in the market, go to sleep and wake up and make $1,000. You get what I'm saying? We don't have to be there, you know, or we could just click a button. We click buttons and make money. That is so, like, when I started to learn that, it changed my life. And then with credit, when I learned how much money I can get access to, especially learning how much I could do with money, like, I'm just at the tip of the iceberg. We're not even talking about real estate. We're not even talking about car rentals. We're not even talking about truck. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's so much stuff that I can make money with. And now that I know how to get access for money in so many ways. So when it came from, okay, cool. One, I already knew like the college thing, like, okay, like I already knew I didn't have to go to college. But when it came to the, okay, let's see how we can be financially free. Let's see how I can not go to work and still make money. Man, when I started again learning this stuff and seeing how much money I can get access to, it was over with, man. Like what changed my mind, bro. I remember again, I used to work at Amazon. I was slaving to make a lot of money because I wanted to invest back into my business in the stock market, so on and so forth. I wanted to do all this investing. This before I really got access to money through the credit and stuff like that. Man, I made $1,000 in one day, and this is me working and doing my, my entrepreneur stuff. You feel me? And before I went to work, I'm like, bro, why am I gonna go to work today? I just made $1,000, and I would have to slave at work for almost 60 hours. You know what I'm saying? For 5 days a week to make $1,000 that week. That's 60 hours. You know what I'm saying? And that's only the hours I work. We're not talking about the hours that I get up and prepare to go to work and drive to work, and not the hours that, okay, now I got to drive home from work. You know what I'm saying? We talking about just working on the clock. You know what I'm saying? So versus making $1,000 in a day by just, again, clicking a couple buttons, by fixing somebody's credit or whatever the case is. And again, I made money in trading, $2,000 in a day. So man, when I did that, and I still went to work that day, unfortunately, but when I understood that, I knew, man, this is just the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So that's what made me want to, okay, cool. I know I could do this. If I did that, bro, I know I could do this. You know what I'm saying? So that's what shifted my mindset, bro. Knowing this, I didn't know this years ago. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't on top of it. Like I didn't have the knowledge of what we're talking about right now. I didn't have this knowledge. So again, man, if y'all watching, please know that this is real, bro. Like this is real. I haven't worked over a year. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure if Corey was not in college right now, he would not be even working. I'm telling you that right now. I know, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? Bro thugging it out, he getting a degree. But I promise you, Corey do not have to go to work if he didn't want to. He could full time do this, bro. And y'all can do this too. And that's why we're on here, to show you guys that it's possible. Who y'all didn't see this before? I know I didn't. If y'all seen, be honest, if y'all seen some young adults, okay, one in college, and let's just say me, a dropout, show you how to make money legitimately, okay, legitimately, and investing and telling you about stocks, telling you about credit at such a young age, please name me one. I'm not trying to, I'm giving us our props, but I'm really not. I'm just being completely honest. What we are doing right now, we are not just only doing it, but we're showing y'all that it's possible. We could, bro, we don't have to get on here. Like, we could just trade and make our money and be cool. When we do these events, when we on here, bro, we're trying to show y'all that it's possible. We're trying to spread the game because we didn't know this. You know what I'm saying? We feel like it's only right to, come back and give the game to y'all, bro. It's only right. But again, we're not gonna force it on nobody. We can't force nobody to click the link. We can't force nobody to join the events. But the people who show up, we're gonna make sure that y'all lock in too with us, bro.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Shout out to y'all. We got 12, 13 people in the chat, 23 minutes in.
Y'all
yeah,
going
we got
crazy.
12 people. Make sure that we show y'all support. Let us know if you have any questions in the chat. Shout out to your family. We appreciate you all. But like, that's so important because it's all about sharing this information. Because we're in a place where we can find other young people coming together to talk about investing, talk about things that's productive. They want to label us as young people as people that are only doing negative things, that we're only people that know what we're doing, but we don't know where our future is. But being able to share this information that we can truly transform our lives, because there's so much information out there that so many people don't know what to do or how to implement it. And we're going to give you all the platforms so that you all can learn, ask questions, collaborate, unify on how we can truly change our communities. Because I'm saying, with me, I was working at Walmart. I was working 16 years old at Walmart, and I was like, I know there's a better way to make money outside of just working, making $30 an hour. And when you see that money work for you, when you don't have to work a job, when you make $100, you make your $200, $400,000 in one day without you having to work a job. and it's legal and it's something that you can transform your life, you'll never see the world a different way. And
Exactly.
and that's something like you look at like, yeah, each and every day your dollar is going devaluing each and every day. You look every single day, things are getting crazy, things are getting more expensive, they're trying to steer you away from your priorities. But you have to understand that you have everything you need inside of you. You have the people in place that want to be able to help you. You just have to be open to receive. You have to be open to open up your mindset. You see so much change within your life, and that's something that investing, that's something that collaborating, that's something that being an entrepreneur. Even though not everyone's going to be an entrepreneur, but understanding some of this information that they don't teach us. They want us to be fearful. They want us to not know this information so we can't transform our life and be in the community and truly just understand that we want to be able to help you all get there. And that's so important. Like I really want to create this so we can continue to share information. Let us know any questions you all while you're here. We have a credit expert. We got anything about investing, anything about entrepreneurship. You want to be able to share this information out, share it to your family, share it to your cousins, share it to your brothers, because this is something that we need to continue to prioritize. Um,
Facts.
that's another thing. So, and I also see you got a clothing brand. Tell us a little bit about Over East, and tell us about what it represents. And I know other people that want to be able to start a clothing brand as well. Tell us about how they can get started too.
Man, over East represents my style number, well, not number one. It firstly represents fashion being transformed to the word of God. So like some of my clothes, I put Bible scriptures on them. Man, I just remember one day I was having a bad day and I looked down at my hoodie and it said I could do all things through Christ who strengthens me. You know what I'm saying? And it changed my day. God is my foundation. He's the reason why I'm at where I'm at. He's the reason why I know this type of knowledge, why I'm even talking to you right now. You know what I'm saying? Like how he brought us close together. So that's number one. Number two, it's just a style. You know what I'm saying? If you're from over East, we dress a different type of way. But that's what I want to give out. And I want to let people know, like, brand yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like over East started because I wanted to be myself. And I'm going to give y'all the story behind it, right? Um, it's this brand called Amiri, right? And they got jeans. Their jeans are $1,000. You know what I'm saying? I love to dress though. I love my appearance. I make sure that I look nice whenever I go outside, and you know what I'm saying. I want to put nice clothes on. Nowadays nice clothes cost, especially for men. You know what I'm saying. No hate to you women out there, but you guys can go on Shein and buy a whole wardrobe for $100. You know what I'm saying? Our shirts, them that cost $100. If you want the nice stuff, and that's just being honest. I don't know if the world do that because men has pride and all this type of stuff, but I don't know. I'm guessing so. It's a marketing thing, but I still wanted to make sure I was that, and I would look at Louis Vuitton, I would look at Gucci, and I bought those type of clothes, and I spent a lot of money on those type of clothes, and I said, if I can go spend $1,000 on some shoes, $500 on a hoodie, why can't I go do that myself and then make it better? You know what I'm saying? Like I can create stuff better that I like. You know what I'm saying? I could take their idea, not their ideas, but okay, if Louis Vuitton made a belt, like I made my own belt, I could go make a belt that I like. You know what I'm saying? I could use their inspiration, then change it to how I want it to look. So it started. That's the main thing. Like becoming yourself. I'm not gonna say not being a follower, but knowing that you could be your own boss. You know what I'm saying? You could start that business. You can have your own clothing brand. You can, what I'm saying, do hair. You know what I'm saying? You ladies gotta go, oh, I gotta go get my hair done. This and this. You could be the hairstylist. You could be the barber. You could be the makeup artist. You could be the nail tech. You can be the stylist. You can do all that. You know what I'm saying? And it came from that, bro. And again, me just trying to make sure I include God into everything that I do. So I also spread the word between it, bro. And man, if you want to start a clothing brand, again, just be yourself. I remember a point of time in Over East, I started it right after I dropped out of college, early 2023. We in the late 2025 almost. So we about more than 2 years, almost two and a half years. You feel me? Over East has been a brand, right? And one, I would love to shout out God because it's still going without even me been putting amount the effort. If you know me, people get on me for not doing, Over East. But I'm gonna tell y'all why. What's going on is when I started credit, I didn't just start credit because I needed my credit fixed. Like my credit always been decent. when I got into credit, I first, again, I did learn credit repair, but I also learned the amount of money I can go get from a bank. And I knew, remember, I was going to work, paying, you know what I'm saying, working over hard so I can go have money, you feel me, to go invest into overseas, go invest into the stock market or whatever. You know what I'm saying? My bad, my laptop today. But I was, working so hard for that type of money. So I'm like, okay, if I learn credit, I could do it. So now that turned into, okay, me going to go get credit to turn into oh, I'm gonna help this business to go get credit, because I know how much of a essential it is to start a business or to grow a business. You're gonna need funds, and I know how it feels to go work over hard just so you can make sure that you have money for this opportunity, so you can have money for this funds. You know what I'm saying? So I took a break from over east because the credit business was bringing a lot of money, and I also knew I needed that. You know what I'm saying? So I want y'all to say like this: I had a big decision to make. I could either focus on what's making me money right now, or I can utilize over east and make me money. But to be honest, I'll be throwing off my passion. Over east is my real passion. Like, I have a real life love for over east. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to designing and everything like that. So I don't want to make clothes just because they're viral. They're going viral. That's the trend right now. I want to make what I make. I want to make what I like. And people going to buy what I like. That's it. And if not, then it's just not your style. But I'm not going to go over here and, because Hellstar is going viral right now, make something with Hell that's like Hellstar and throw over East on it. That wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? So if you are going to make a clothing brand, I highly recommend you stay away from that type of stuff. You feel me? Because you're going to find yourself chasing after the trend, and you're not going to last. You're going to continue to have to do that. You're going to continue to have to, okay, what's popping next? Let me create this just like this and just throw my logo, throw my brand on it. Nah, I ain't want to do that. I want it to be over East. When you see over East, you know that came from over East. If somebody try to replicate my brand, you're going to see, oh, he got that from over East. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to say, oh, over East got that from Hellstyle. Over East got that from Michael Mary. Over East got that from Louis Vuitton. Nah, you're going to know this over East. And that's how I feel like all brands should be like. You know what I'm saying? Like, can't nobody mimic Corey, no matter what they do, no matter if Corey give them the whole game, and this is for everybody, whatever business are you in. Can't nobody take what God has given you, as a gift, as an idea. Whatever God has given you, you can't take it. Now, if you want to go copy somebody else, you're gonna just play yourself at the end of the day, because you're not building nothing for yourself at the end of the day. It's just gonna be, oh, what you took from the next person just to make some money, and people make money like that, so that's why people doing it, but I ain't want to be like that, bro. So that's why I'm not gonna say I'm taking a little break. I'm slowly picking it back up. I'm slowly posting more. I'm slowly dropping more, because I'm getting more in the rhythm, and I got the money now to do it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out credit.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I love that, because a lot of people in our generation think that you can build something quick, get rich quick, or do those different things to make money, start a business, all those different things. But oftentimes, the things we see online is only a small glimpse of what the reality actually is. Everyone's trying to get things to impress people they don't know, that don't truly like them, to just for clicks, likes, and views. But what we need to get to the mindset is, in far as money, as far as building wealth, is that everything takes worth having takes a lot of time, takes a lot of effort, and it's something that's built up over the course of time. And I know Eric Davis, one of the comment section, said, work to fund your investment accounts. Work isn't a bad thing. Money is valuable, not because it has value. It's valuable because you traded hours of your life to earn it. And once you use that money to be able to create money, so instead of you working for it to make your money work for you, that's something that you see in all avenues of your life. See that with your faith, with your relationships, with your health, with your wealth, and your purpose. All those different things is what's important, which can drive you to the next height that you have in your life. And that's something that's so important, that a lot of people need to have that purpose of what they're really doing. Am I just doing this to impress other people? Am I doing this just to continue to be like everybody else? Or am I doing this for what my true intention is? Do I really want to help people? Am I really showing something that really shows what I really want to be as a person? Because a lot of people have their own reason for it, but that's up to you to decide what you really want to do for yourself and how you can bring that to the world. And that's something that's so important, that we need to have within our community. That not it's so much easier to be a follower and do what's popular, what's cool. But in reality, a lot of young people, you realize once you get to the real world that The people that were the coolest people in high school that are doing what everybody else is doing is not really people that's cool in the real world.
Fact.
The people that everybody's so-called weird, or some of those so-called a nerd, so-called whatever they're doing, they're the people that's teaching everybody else on how to do things that everybody else was making fun of them for being smart. But it's okay to be smart. It's amazing to be smart. It's okay to be different. You have to embrace it. You have to grow. You find other people that align with what your vision is and help you bring you further. Don't let those people that talked about you being weird or you being not doing the right thing, cut those people out of your life and bring the people that's going to continue to help elevate you. That's going to give you constructive criticism. You're not going to be perfect. That's going to call you out and help you, hold you accountable. That's going to help you get your vision that you have for your life. If you waste all that type of stuff, it's just going to backtrack you into a way where you're not going to be able to have that freedom. But true freedom is just because you make a lot of money, it doesn't mean you'll be free. Because if you have making more money, you'll just be a bigger person of who you already are. If you're someone who treated people terrible when you didn't have money, you're going to be someone that's going to be treating people terrible when you do have money. But you have to understand that when you have that opportunity in your life, you can be able to provide more value to others with the right intention, the right value to others. And that's something that we want to continue to provide. But yes, you all let us know if you all have any questions in the chat. But yeah, Justin, yet another thing to say.
I want to piggyback off what you said, man. Being different is what's gonna get you rich. I just want to let you know that every entrepreneur is different. That's why they wanted to start a business, because they wanted to be different. We are all trained to be consumers. Like, I remember speaking to somebody, and we was on the phone, and all they were talking about buying something, buying something, buying something, whether it was a service, a product, anything. We not talking about a lot to be different. Where let's be the producers instead of the consumers. When you want to start, changing your life, you're gonna have to be different. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get the different result. Everybody else around me is consumers. You know what I'm saying? We working on them to be producers. You know what I'm saying? But at this moment, they're consumers and they're not different yet. And then I also wanted to piggyback off what Eric Davis said. He said, work to fund your investment accounts. Work isn't a bad thing. Money is valuable, not because it has value. It's valuable because you traded hours of your life to earn it. I'm gonna say just like this: work is not bad at all. You know what I'm saying? I worked to get here. If I didn't go to Amazon, you feel me, and go work and put those hours in to invest into my business, to invest to learn more knowledge, to invest into the stock market, I would not be where I'm at today. So and again, I'm saying this off experience from me trying the entrepreneurship world and the investment world with no job, and like, okay, excuse me, I got $5,000 saved up. Let's make it work. You know what I'm saying? And again, I had the time to go put it in the the business, put it in everything. But in all reality, I didn't have stability. You're gonna need stability in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like, only reason why I quit, right, was because when I had stability in working, I made it work. You get what I'm saying? So I knew that, okay, if I can do this with this job that's taking them to 10 to 12 hours of my day to make this, if I had the whole day plus money, you know what I'm saying? That's where the credit came in. You know what I'm saying? And I had money saved up from the job, So I had, money from credit. And then I had, a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, I had a little bit of money stacked up, but I also had experience that I built up. I built up clientele. I built up experience in my business, and then I built up knowledge. I had a mentor that was coaching me through everything, plus money. You feel me, on the side? You get what I'm saying, to fund this business. That's the only reason why I quit. If I didn't have that money to back me up, if I didn't have that mentor, or if I didn't have that experience and seen what I did working there, I would have never quit. I would have still been there to this day. So while you guys are working, please make sure you're doing exactly what his first sentence said, was work to fund your investment account. Work to fund your dream. Work to fund your business. Don't just be going to work just to work. When we talk about 9-to-5ers and they think differently, we're not talking about the 9-to-5ers that's grinding right now. We're talking about the 9-to-5ers that ain't looking nothing past no 9-to-5. That's what I'm talking about. And I'm just being honest. Everyone's not cut to be an entrepreneur, unfortunately. But we want to be real. That's not the real world for us. So, and we're just gonna speak it how it is, because that's how we feel. and we like financial literacy. We like making money, waking up to a bag. We like making money the smarter way instead of trading our time for it. What bro say? Bro said money is valuable because we trade our time for it. Money's still valuable for me, because it buys things and stuff like that. It's only, valuable for that. But again, it is way more valuable when you trade your time for it, because when you look at $100, you would look at $100 like, damn, I spent 8 hours for this $100 at work. You get what I'm saying? But then you will quickly spend it. That's why when we're in that worker mentality, we're holding on tight to money. We're stingy with money. We don't want to pay this. We'd go drive, like, bro. And then I'm speaking off experience. I ain't speaking this to talk about nobody. This used to be me. You feel what I'm saying? I used to drive 20 minutes longer instead of going 5 minutes because the gas cheaper over here. 20 cents. You feel me? 20 cents. But now I just took 15 more minutes off my life. You know what I'm saying? Time is way more valuable than money. You can't get it back. I always get money back. I always got money back when I spent it. It came right back. You know what I'm saying? That's because I spent it responsibly, of course. But time never come back, bro. It never comes back.
Absolutely. That's so important. Time is your greatest asset. How much money you make, eventually one day you'll have to pass it away. And it's not about how much money you made in your life, it's about how you made other people feel and the amount of impact you made to the world. Are you
Facts.
someone who ended up sharing this information, who ended up giving a great impact to your community, or you're someone who just died and didn't have an impact? But we want to be more than that. Just understand that someone that's young, you utilize your time. It's never too early to start investing. You're never too early to start learning. You're never too old to stop learning. If you didn't take that advantage, I said the best time was yesterday, but the second best time is today, right now.
Facts.
You can't control what situation you came into. You can't control the different things that you dealt, but you can control your attitude. You can control how you treat other people. You can control how you're going to continue to grow. And that's the biggest thing that we want to be able to be proactive instead of reactive, so we can be able to put ourselves in a situation so we don't have to prepare. We can prepare so we don't have to get ready. There's so much information out there, but it's so important. Like do we have to get started? Just shift the conversation away from entertainment, only athletics, but utilize how can we use those different avenues to flow into where we want to be and set ourselves up. So that's the biggest thing. What do you feel like? I have a question. What do you feel like is a priority shift that you had in your life that a lot of people might not understand, that when they're coming from a specific background where they might not know, like they're kind of surviving, like they're surviving, they might not know where their future may be. What kind of mindset did you like kind of shift that kind of shifted the way you perceive the world as a young
Man,
person?
man, my wants literally got cut off, and savings.
Mhm,
Savings and my wants got cut off. It was only my needs and investments. You feel
mhm,
me? When I got my check, my bills was paid. That's it. And I saved a little bit of money in my account just for gas. You know what I'm saying? Maybe food, maybe, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't really like that. I was uh yeah, it wasn't really nothing about food. It was just bills and investments. Why is that? Justin, why are you not saving? And that's the main thing I'm talking about. Why are you not saving? You want to quit your job, but you're not saving. You want to do this, but you're not saving. No, I'm not saving. You're right. I'm investing. So while you're putting your let's just say we make $1,000 off a check that week, right? And my bills come up to 500. I have $500 left. I'll put probably $200 in my account for like my needs. Again, that ain't my bills. But it's gas. It's food maybe. Whatever the case is, $300 going in the investment account. $300 going to my business to go make me more money. Why am I doing that? Because that's gonna make me more money rather than just sitting in my shoebox or sitting in my bank account. We are taught to save. I don't know why. I don't know why. Like, I don't think I'll ever save again. But I'm gonna give y'all a tip. If you are a saver, if you wanna be precautious, you feel me? That's cool. I got something for you. Go get a high yield savings account. A high
facts.
yield savings account will earn you some interest on your money monthly, just by sitting in there. Just by sitting in there, you're gonna make money off your account monthly. You know what I'm saying? And that's all you gotta do is just leave it in there. So if you a saver, go do that at least. Don't just leave it in no regular bank account. Don't just have cash sitting in your, because you're wasting. You get what I'm saying? You're wasting. you're wasting, bro. And then what's crazy is you put it in a bank account, the bank is gonna use your money to go invest. You feel me? So you might as well go put in a high yield savings account, worst case scenario. But me, you make more money when you go invest. You make more money when you go put it in a business. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people looked at it though, like, but that's a risk. I'm willing to take those risks. It got to be that. You know what I'm saying? Nothing changes by me not taking risks. Nothing changes by me not starting this business. Nothing changes by me not going to invest in the stock market. Nothing changes. It stays the same. It stays to, okay, we just got to stack. We just got to stack. Then when a rainy day comes, you got $5,000 and I got $10,000 because I invested. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't want to take that risk because you just, I'm just going to stack. Man, ain't no stacking, it's investing. You know what I'm saying? And where I'm from, stacking and saving was a big thing. And I don't believe in that. And that's what, my mindset changed. And that's what I had to, look at stuff differently from.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so important for me. People don't understand is that the US dollar has depreciated over 97% since 1913. And this whole entire year, the value of the dollar devaluation is going down 10% as they print more and more money. And this going to continue to go as they continue to print more money as they drop interest rates. And if you're someone who just invested your money the last 2 years in the S&P 500, you would have almost been up over 50%.
Facts.
Everyone needs to be able to be in a position where investing is not an option, it's a necessity. It's a necessity. You're literally hurting your future. The biggest, and this talking about there's risk with investment, but there's risk where you're not providing for your family. You're not being able to provide for yourself. You're not being able to afford everyday necessity that you need because everything's going to get more expensive. But the way we can do it is if we understand that you don't have to be the wealthiest to be able to invest, but just being able to have that mindset of building wealth. There's a lot of people out here that make 6-7 figures, but don't invest and don't have that mindset, and they'll lose all that money. And someone who makes maybe $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, but investing consistently will be someone that's going to be wealthy at the end of their retirement. Mm-hmm. So it's not even about a money amount. I don't care if you make 6-7 figures or if you make $500. You need to start somewhere. And that's something that we need to prioritize each and every day. And when you talk about your wants and your needs, that's so important. Do you really need 3 Netflix subscriptions? Do you really need Uber Eats? Do you really need a new pair of Jordans each and every year? A lot of this stuff is either find a way to cut off the expenses that you don't need or find a way to make more money. Maybe get a side hustle, maybe get an extra job, or maybe be an entrepreneur. We need to have that check conversation with ourselves. You're the only one that can say it. You have that conversation with yourself and change the way we see about money, change the way your relationship is with money. A lot of things that we had is because maybe the things that we had in the past where we might have been in a certain situation, but we need to overcome that as a community, understand we can overcome this together, not just by ourselves, but how we can do this as a family, as a community, as a group, because that's something that they try to keep us apart, that we can only get rich and we have to do this by ourselves. That we have to only work a job and only because we have to work 9 to 5, that's the only way we become successful. But the only way we need is because we have a degree, or the only way we have to do is make 6 figures. But that's not true. You can build wealth greater together with other people. The most important people is who you build your relationship with. Who you marry is the biggest financial decision people make. You have to be able to have that conversation with how you can work together with other people and how you can become successful, because we can't do it alone. Especially in times like this, where a system is made for people to be able to be fearful, made for people to be in a mindset where they don't know where the next day can go. But if we pair together as a community and we can share this information, that we can implement this at a young age, we can create not just millionaires, but people that can just change their whole entire generation. I'm part of this organization called the Thousandaires Club. For y'all don't know, partnership with the Bay Chicago and a bunch of other organizations. And we talk about a lot of people want to become millionaires, but most people don't have $1,000 if they were to go into a situation. So if we can just get our young kids, get our young people just by investing early and just getting to the point where they can have thousands of dollars, you get more thousandaires, they'll have more people in our community being more successful outside of survival mode. We don't have to do all these negative things or be in survival mode for money. We'll be able to have these type of conversations. We'll get to the point where we're not in debt. We can get to the point where we can start investing real money, being able to buy ourselves the house, get back into home ownership, get back into buying back our blocks, getting back into reinvesting into the youth, building back our communities. so that we can get to that point. We cannot just be in just a mode of survival, but be in a mode where we're thriving. That's the biggest thing. That we how we can control what we can control. We can't control what the government's going to do, but we can control how we help each other in our community.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the biggest thing that we can do. It's not just about making the money, but it's the impact that we have. And it's all about how we change our mindset. And if we can get this young people here talking about investing, we have more people talking about young thug, talking about all these negative things going on, but we don't have people talking about how we can actually work together.
Facts. We got it though. We here. You feel me? So we can't say we ain't got it no more, man. I actually made a video today, right? And I made this video before, but I made it again because I want to continue to push the same message. We don't have that excuse no more. You know what I'm saying? Like you just said, it been enough of people talking about, negativity going on. We here. We're hosting events in Chicago. We're doing this type of stuff. We're making content. We have communities. We have resources. You get what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna lie. At first, in the beginning, yes, okay, we don't have the resources. I understand. Now I don't no more. You know what I'm saying? It's either you do it or you don't. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because we've been given um, time and money into giving out the game. And people caught on. It ain't like nobody caught on. You get what I'm saying? So I can see if we've been doing it just haven't been working. Nah, people been getting on this. The youth have been talking to us. Ask Corey how many youth people been talking to him. Ask Corey how many people I say, hey, go follow Corey. He can learn this. He'll say, hey, go follow Justo so you can learn the credit. Ask how many people we low key mentoring right now. You know what I'm saying? Who's younger than us? Y'all thinking we on it, and that's kudos to us. But we have younger people doing it. You know what I'm saying? So when bro, I feel like he gonna drop a clip on this. I mean, man, it's here, bro. You know what I'm saying? And for the parents, if there's any parents watching this, if you're watching this, that means your kids need to watch this. If you have kids, you know what I'm saying? Of course, y'all don't tweak, and I said parents. You know what I'm saying? But it needs to get shared as much as all the negativity gets shared, as much as I'm gonna just say negativity because it all just be negativity. The positivity don't be getting shared enough. But y'all want to bake generational curses. Y'all wonder why we struggling like this because our mindset needs to change. And bro said it. Who said? I think Eric said it. Our mindset needs to change, bro. Now Eric ain't saying forever worship. Our mindset needs to change. Not just about money, but though about life. You get what I'm saying? When we change that and we have this mindset, like okay, we're gonna look at everything from this. If it's negativity, let me get it off my feed. Let me go follow the people who's talking about stuff. I'm telling you, bro, this phone in your hand is so much important. This phone in my hand helped me quit my job. This phone in my hand helped me travel. This phone in my hand helped me make money off this phone. You know what I'm saying? I don't even remember the last time I made money by me being physical present. When I go speak at these events, that don't make me money. I do that because I want to give out the game. I do that because I love everybody, bro. Like for real, like genuinely. I don't ask Corey, bro. Corey hosts the events. I don't ask bro for money. And we actually spend money on those events because we want to get the exposure. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, relationships come from it and this and this and that. But at the end of the day, we giving out game. You feel me? Like we making money off the phone, bro. Please take advantage of this. Is wisdom in here. It's ways on how to make money in here, and there's money on this phone. You better take advantage of it, bro. We in a new day and age. You get what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say this for the young people. Don't expect your parents, your grandparents, your uncle, or nobody else to understand how we making money now. They don't have that. They didn't have the same opportunity that we had. You know what I'm saying? And don't take it to offense either. One, don't expect them to understand, but also don't take it to offense because they don't know what's going on. They don't. You know what I'm saying? Because if they did, they would be on it too right now. You feel me? They didn't have the same opportunities. And as much as they had worked, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the only opportunity they had. As much as they went to college and spent all those years in college to get that degree, to get a good job and continue to work, man, you got every excuse. You don't have no excuse, my bad. You don't have no excuse on why you shouldn't be doing this because they put in that work for you to be in this position, to learn this about your phone. They put in that work for you to have a new iPhone, for you to have Wi-Fi, for you to be on a game. This nigga's on Twitch. My bad, excuse my language. There's people on Twitch playing the game making money. If you're going to play the game, at least make some money off of it. You know what I'm saying? When they was playing the Nintendo Switch and the Game Boy, they couldn't make money off playing the game. You know what I'm saying? But it's people who getting rich off that. Y'all better use this social media, this internet, and everything to make money, bro. We are a new day and age, even in the stock market, bro. Ain't no more excuses. If you're in our generation, ain't no more excuses. We're done giving excuses because we here. We here. We can say that. Me and Corey and everybody in our group and everybody who out here doing something, we can say that now. We're not done. Oh, the sad stories ain't no more excuses. We all have sad stories. You know what I'm saying? When I dropped that, I thought my life was over. I had to put the excuses to the side and get to work. Ain't no more excuses. Everybody, I know people who went through way more than half of these people that being on social media giving excuses on why they ain't start their business, why they ain't start this. Ain't no more excuses, bro. The resources are here. The game is here. I do credit. The money is there for you. I'm showing you how to get tens of thousands of dollars, not even that, hundreds of thousands of dollars to start this business. Ain't no more excuses. You better get up and take that risk unless you want things to be the same, bro.
Absolutely, absolutely. That is facts. Like that's the real conversation. How does this become a regular conversation in the new culture of our community? This is the game. Like we're going to give you all the game each and every week, in and out. How we can continue to change our communities. So we're going to continue to get to wrap this up. I know we have one more thing just before we finish it up. Just show your appreciation, Justin, for being on this show. This will not be the last time. We will keep this thing moving,
Facts.
and we're gonna keep this thing going. And just before we get off the page, what would you say is one step that people can integrate today before they get off this call?
First, thank y'all for being on here. The 7 to 12 of people who was on here, shout out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Even if you own it or if you're not, shout out to y'all. Y'all doing exactly, when he just asked me that question, y'all doing exactly what y'all need to do. Get in contact with one of us or somebody else that you where you want to be in life. If it ain't me, go find who it is. If you don't know who it is, your job is to go find who that is. Whether they're in real estate, anything, bro. What if they're where you want to be, go find who it is and go watch them. Cause they have YouTube videos, they got Instagram videos. They may have a $50 community to go join. Go pay that $50. That's what I did. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't know who it is, your your homework is to go find who it is, who in a space that you want to be and doing what you want to be doing, making what you want to be making. If you know who it is, get in contact with them. If you can't get in contact with them, spend some money with them. Whatever their cheapest product is, buy that first. See if it's valuable. If it's an ebook, see if that's valuable. If it's a community, do the work in there and see if it's valuable. Apply yourself and see if it's valuable. I had, and I'm saying this off a story, now I'm gonna leave it at this. I had my mentor who how much I spent with him? I spent like $5,000 with him. You know what I'm saying? And I made so much money off the information he gave me, right? But it came off first. I did exactly what I just told y'all to do. I followed him, I watched him, I applied the free game he gave. I'm damn, okay, this working. Let me see how much, $20 or 50. I forgot how much the community was. $50 a month it gave me. $50 a month made me some more money. It gave me some more game. That was working. Okay. After that, how much, a couple hundred going, you know what I'm saying? Ended up to paying $5,000. Ended up, when I paid $5,000, I quit my job within the next 2 weeks. That's how, I ain't gonna say that's how easy it is, but that's the way. It takes action. But you got to start off on where you want to go. You know what I'm saying? You need to see it. I needed to see somebody in the position that I wanted to be in, doing the thing that I wanted to do. And all right, cool. Let me learn from them. Let me become a student for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? Continue to be a student. So, man, go do that. And that's your first step. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to find out. That's how you get the blueprint to get rich. You know what I'm saying? And thank y'all again. Thank you, my boy Corey, for having me on here. I appreciate everything you doing in the community. I always give you your flowers, bro. You feel me? You deserve them. For real, bro.
Absolutely. I appreciate you. Before, let them know where they can find you.
I'm on Instagram at Justo the CEO. Y'all can follow me on there. Y'all can follow me on TikTok. I'm tweaking. I was just gonna give y'all my number. I'm tweaking. But yeah, y'all can follow me on there, man. And yeah, bro, whenever we have the event, it's getting posted. Whenever I'm having anything, I'm speaking at one, I'm just coming to one, I'm posting it. Like all my peoples, we had one today. It was a community giveaway where we were talking about, mental health, financial literacy. Is Sabrina still in here? Shout out to Sabrina. She was on there, speaking about financial literacy. You need to connect with her too. I need to lock you in with her. Cause she good in the stock market and everything like that. But events like that, bro, pop out, bro. Get to know me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm one of the people you can learn from. You feel me? Like, I got the game too. You feel me? A little bit. I don't want to be too cocky, but I know something. You feel me? I accomplished financial freedom before I turned 21. So, get in tune with us. That's all I gotta say.
Absolutely, absolutely. Appreciate you. Everyone else, thank you all for coming on the show tonight. Make sure to, if you like this, make sure to like, subscribe if you haven't already. Share this out to your friends and family. Stay tuned. We will be at this every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Let us know any way we can make this better. If you want to contact us, make sure to follow us, subscribe, and we'll continue to share this information to the community. But you all, hope you all have a good rest of your night. It's getting late, so you all get some rest, and we continue to move on throughout this week.
All right, my boy. Love.
Love.